Hey guys,
Ah,
it's me, Yaya. Hi. Listen, I am so very excited to be here today. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Dream Chasers Radio. I am your host, I'm Yaya, and I have an amazing guest on the show, and I want to thank him. Wait, don't say anything yet. I have like this whole cool thing to say. All right, I've been practicing on this. Okay, so Robert Oil Bliss, Robert Earl Bliss is a veteran, a poet, a photographer, and an editor who works, draws on decades of life in the Catskills. Okay, I like the Catskills. I've been there maybe a few times because I used to live in New York City. A Marine Corps veteran who served in Vietnam. He writes with a clear, unflinching voice that balances hardship and hope. Bliss's poems and images explore memory, place, loss, and small acts of grace, often rooted in afternoons spent outside with his dog Maude. And I have I love dogs. Thank you so much, Earl, for being on the show. I appreciate it.
I'm glad to be here.
Let me tell you, it must be. It's. I mean, it looks beautiful behind you. I mean, one of those
Oh, it
beautiful
is.
days. If I were to look outside, it'd just be raining.
Yes. Well,
But
come on up to New York.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, definitely beautiful. So,
Yes.
I wanted to ask you. I mean, I know that the influence was probably you looking outside because obviously outside for you is beautiful. Is this your? I mean, I wanted to show everybody the picture that's on the cover of your book, which is like so serene. Like all I have to do is blow it up, put it in front of me, and I'm cool. Tell me, is this a view around where you are?
No, actually, it was created for the book, but I
Hmm.
told them that I wanted to have something with mountains and a river and just open, beautiful land because
Hmm.
that's what I write about. Some of that's about nature quite a bit.
That is
And I,
beautiful.
yes, it is.
That is definitely beautiful. So, okay, poetry. Why not a book? Not why not like a regular book? Something with people in it, but
Right.
poetry. Poetry is a little different. Songs come from poetry. You have poetry itself. G- how would I say situations that are placed in a poetic genre or a poetic manner. Tell me, what was it that drew you to poetry and writing this book? And I know this is not your first.
Well, right. Well, I started writing back in high school.
Mm,
In fact, a couple of my favorite poems are in this book, and they are early from high school. Uh, I just decided to start to try and do it. I had been reading Robert Frost and Keats and Shelley and Eliot and all those guys. They were very profound. I wanted to see if I could simplify the poetic language to suit me and my audience. And so I began exploring uh, words and using them. And I've always been a rhymer, and I write in stanzas and I rhyme the stanzas. And it just began to evolve over time. And strangely enough, I feel like I'm writing my best poetry now. I
wow,
really am. Yeah.
wow, that is beautiful. I want to thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Not everybody made it back.
Yeah,
You,
I
you
almost
made it
didn't.
back.
I was badly wounded.
Oh, I'm glad you did. My
Yeah.
grandfather actually passed away in Vietnam on this
Oh my God.
tour. He was gone. He left, and I was born right after he passed.
Oh my Lord. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry
so
to
I
hear
never
that.
got to meet him, but I'm here. So
Yeah.
hey.
Well, yeah. See, part of him is with you.
Yes, definitely with me. So I know. So does the poetry stem from the peaceful side of this particular life that you have here, or does it go back, or have you gone back and written poetry from your experiences?
Yes, most of my poetry is written from my life, my story. I mean, I've written short stories,
Hmm.
uh, but I prefer uh, the genre of poetry because you really explore your soul. As a friend told me, to be a poet, you have to have it born with you in your soul when you're born. And then it sort of manifests itself as you get older and it begins to come out. And I believe that's true. Um, My poetry is all about my life, basically, my loves, my losses,
Mm-hmm.
Vietnam, uh,
Oh.
all of that. Nature a lot. I love nature, so there's a lot of nature poetry as well. I
You
just
know,
write about my life.
I hear you. I hear you. You know, I'm kind of like that person that has a lot of questions. So,
Okay.
nature,
That's yes,
life. Have
yes,
you found in your poetry that they coincide so good with each other that the violence of nature can be the violence that you've suffered in life, but also the peaceful aspect of nature can be the peaceful aspect that you've suffered in life as well?
yes. I find that nature to me is soothing, relaxing. It gives me pause. It gives me a chance to fall back on myself and realize how beautiful life is. And that's what nature is to me. I call nature the mother, and the mother has been very generous to me over the years. And I try to represent that when I write about nature.
I hear you. Is there like a poem that you've ever written, either in this book or even previous ones? Um, are you still there?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
I can't see you. Okay, there you go. There you go. Um,
Somebody tried to call me.
okay. So is there a book, or I mean, sorry, is there a poem that you like above all poems that really, really like puts you in the moment? Like this is the poem that you've
Yes,
written in
yes,
your book.
yes. In fact, it's in the book here, and I didn't even know it was in here. It's
Oh,
it's it's the poem that I wrote when I was 18 years old, and it's called Dream Wind.
mm.
I could read it to you if you want. It's very short.
Oh, yes, please do. Yes,
All
please.
right. It's called Dream Wind, flowing under above in the deep sleep of night. Somewhere beneath my pillow lover, I am lost in the tornado of a dream. The recurrent capture of lost love spins in the mind, becoming windstorm, twisting there and here, high above the plane of consciousness, and spat out, hard scattered against the ground, much too dizzy and shaken to catch the equilibrium of the moment, and waking up in the middle of a dream in the deep sleep of night.
Wow. So I love poetry.
Yeah, I do.
That and that poetry is like it speaks different for everyone, which is why I love it.
That's what's so great about poetry because it speaks to everyone. It
Mm-hmm.
really does. In one way or another, everybody gets something from it. They absorb it, they go through it, and depending on their intellect or their curiosity, just or their makeup, they
Mm-hmm.
they respond to it in their own individual way. And that's what's so great about poetry because you can write to the world and the world will understand.
That is wonderful. Yeah, because I mean, what you just said to me, what that poem that you just read, took me back
Yes.
to my life.
Yes.
And so it relates to everyone where they were, or where they're going, or where you
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean. So it's
Yes.
beautiful. It's just
Yeah,
gorgeous.
yeah, you're so right. And and I marvel still at the simple fact that I wrote that poem when I was 18 years
Yeah,
old. And
I
I don't
mean,
know where I don't know where sometimes poetry just sort of flows out of me. I'm not sure where it's coming from,
hmm
but it has to get out on the page.
I
It's
got
very strange sometimes. And I
you.
feel blessed.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So, how has this influenced your life? Have you been able to, like this poem? Okay, you wrote it when you were 18 years old. Obviously, I mean, you didn't even go through anything like that yet, but you did. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, your girlfriend broke up with you. I mean, that was like
Yep.
maybe one of the biggest things that happened to you at that moment,
Yes.
that I can think of.
Yeah.
But you didn't even know you were going to go through Vietnam and you were going to be
No.
injured. You didn't know all these things, but that poem to me kind of says, hey, this is a young man that doesn't understand that he just wrote about his future.
Yeah. I know. And that's true. And it was all speculative at that point because I had no idea what I was doing or where I was going.
Hmm
I just knew I wanted to be. Actually, my mother was in show business. She was with the Bubsby Berkeley Review back in the 30s. Piano player, very beautiful. singer. Anyway, she had gotten me to see a producer in Hollywood just prior to my joining the Marines out in California. I joined in New York, but I went out to visit her in California. And I saw this producer, and I told him that I had played, varsity football. I was a gymnast. I was a rope climber. I was on the swimming team. And I said, what I really want to do in life, I want to be a stunt actor. And he said, well, come out and see me, Robert, when you get out of the Marines. Well,
Wow.
the stupidest thing I ever did in my life was volunteer to go to Vietnam. But my father served in Europe during World War II, and I thought, this is what I'm supposed to do. I was
Hmm.
a patriot even as a young man, so I
Yes.
volunteered to go to Vietnam, and the rest was history.
Wow.
I nearly didn't make it. I was that sequence after I was wounded was very strange. I don't know if you want to hear it, but I found a light above my head and
Mm.
it stayed there. And as long as I focused on that light as I was dying, I stayed alive. And I
Oh.
actually took my hands and grabbed the earth with both hands. I grabbed the earth. I dug in as if the earth would hold me. And that's another poem I wrote in that respect. I wrote a couple of poems, several poems actually about Vietnam that still
Wow.
resonate. Those are
That
things you don't forget those things.
no, no. That to me is just wow.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
so
really
you held on.
something.
Why did you hold on? What was it? You thought that it would hold you. Were you feeling the sensation of floating? Is that in your poetry as well?
To some degree, yes. I knew I was dying. I was bleeding out. I was very badly wounded. Um, and I fought to live. I knew I wasn't going to die. By God, I wasn't. I even saw a Navy doctor on the hospital ship. Eventually, I got out there. They medevaced me out, and he said, Corporal Bliss, he said, I don't know if you're going to make it. I don't know if I can keep you alive. I said,
Mm,
Doc, do your best, and I fought to live,
mm.
and I
Wow.
and I made it, and I fooled them all, honey.
You did, and you're still here to bless us all with your poetry.
Yes, ma'am.
I admire you. I thank you so much for being on the show. This is just a
Oh,
blessing,
that's
definitely a
it's
blessing. Wow.
It's made and me as well. Yeah, I mean, I knew I had something inside me that told me I had to live. And as
Hmm.
long as I focused on that light above me, I did. Months later, in the Oakland Naval Hospital, I spoke to a lady nurse about it, and I told her about the light, and she said she knew what that light was because she had heard something similar before. I said, "Well, what was the light?" She said it was faith.
Mm,
It was faith, and
mm.
it kept me alive by God.
Wow. Wow. I wanted to ask you, do you
Yes,
meditate? And if you do meditate, I mean, is that like a part of, your writing? Has that really moved you to be a better poet?
I'll tell you. In that respect, the meditation I do, I think it is my poetry, my writing is a form of meditation
Mm,
because I spend a lot of time thinking. I spend a lot of time writing. I spend a lot of time editing. And as while I'm going through that process, it is a form of meditation.
mhm,
Absolutely.
mhm. Wow. Wow. So, I mean, all in all, this book is just beautiful. I love the cover of it. I know that it's really reflective of your life, past and present, and even back in the day when you were young, future. Okay, that you did not foresee. Um, when you're writing and you're finished and you look at everything, what is it that you want the reader, the person, to take away when they're reading your poetry?
I want them to see my soul. I want them to see the writer in me. I want them to see the soul that they have. I want them to experience the experience of love that I'm writing about. I want them to feel what I'm writing.
Mm, that's beautiful. And like when you were
And if
reading,
that happens, excuse
yeah,
me for interrupting.
no, no,
If they
go.
do, if they take away from that, if they find those things within themselves, then I have succeeded as a poet.
Hmm. Are
That's
there
basically
any
it.
are there any more books coming?
Yes, ma'am. I have a new book coming out soon. It's going to be Well, people see bliss and they think, oh, ha, ha, ha.
Mm.
Turn phone calls here. They see bliss and they think, oh, it's just a happy poetry book. But they don't understand that bliss is my name. So I'm
Right.
sorry, that's me.
Yeah.
Um, yes, I have a new book that's going to be out very soon. It's called Poetry of Bliss 2. Yeah, very imaginative titles, I know. But
Okay. It's all right. I mean, but people know what to expect when they see that. That is a wonderful thing. Wow. Okay, so people are out there. They're like, ah, I'm too old. And I've had this. I've had people tell me this. I'm walking anywhere and I'm telling people, you got a book? Write the book. Oh, I'm too old. I can't write a book. What kind of advice do you give people? Because, being a poet is different. Maya Angelou was a poet. She wrote poetry. So these are things
yes,
that people can still do, but I think that people are discouraged nowadays. They think that they're too old or, they don't know enough, whatever. But what kind of advice do you give these people today?
hiya, Bob. Hi guys. I'm doing an interview. What I find about that, if people find something, no matter how old you are, that is in your heart and you want to express it, you want to tell people that there's something you need to express, by God, do it. Put it down on paper. Take some notes, think about it, and then write it. It can happen. Anybody can write.
Hmm. You're right. You're right. Well,
I mean, anybody can do it. It's just a matter of doing it.
yeah.
But I'm speaking for myself. Now, everybody's different, of course.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It's just how you feel. It's so emotional. That's what I mean. To me, everything I'm writing about is emotion for the
And
most part.
that is beautiful. You're right. You're right. And everyone has something to give. Some
Yes,
situation,
sure.
something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Well,
even the mechanic down the street is thinking about something that's happened to him in the last 24 hours or so. You know, People would be surprised how, if they write about certain things, it's such a catharsis. It makes you feel better once it's out there. And if you can write about it, hey,
okay.
for me, do you know something I should tell you? I just thought
Sure.
of this.
Sure.
Poetry to me, also, my poetry to me is so therapeutic. I live alone. I've been divorced for 3 years and I'm very lonely. I
Mhm.
found a cat out here in the wild and I brought her in. She's
Oh,
my she's my girlfriend, my wife, my companion. And I just, you know, I don't know. I get choked up just thinking about it. I'm so fortunate to be able to do what I do, even at this later stage in my life. But it's but I'll tell you what, it seems to be getting better as I go along.
hmm. I
I
love that.
lost my I went off tangent there.
That's
I'm sorry.
okay. But that's reflective of your poetry, is reflective of your life and what you write about. And
Yeah,
I appreciate that. And
thank you.
you know what? You're not really truly alone. You may be going through your situation, but there's a lot of people out there that go through the same situation.
Of
And
course.
maybe you can, maybe there's a meetup group in your area that you can kind of meet up with and find that your situation may be lonely, but you're never alone.
I know that, and that's very true. All I got to do is get a car one of these days. I'm trying to get the VA to give me a helping hand with that. Cars being so expensive these days. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, yeah. I'm sincerely looking for my last date. I mean, I believe in fate, and fate has always been what it is, good and bad. But I do believe that there is my last date is out there waiting somewhere, and it'll happen.
Well, we're gonna have to put this out there for you then.
Yeah.
Well, I want
Yep.
to thank you. If you're in the New York area, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Then
Okay.
you know,
Yes.
you know, if you're, I mean, it's like this. Okay, there's like, how would you put it? Being lonely doesn't mean, and I'm gonna go there. Being lonely doesn't mean that you have to give it up, that you have to have sex, that you have to kiss, that you have to do. This is not something like that.
I
Being
know.
being a companion to someone else, that you're lonely and they're lonely, you might
Yeah.
find your best friend.
Yes. Yeah, that's all I'm looking for.
Yeah,
I'm
there you
looking for, I'm just what I'm looking for is companionship.
go. Hmm.
Someone to share my days with, to laugh with, to talk with, to have a glass of wine with, to go out to dinner with. That's
Yeah.
all, just to
Hmm.
share life with.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
that what it's all
beautiful.
about anyway?
It is. Oh, oh, stop it. Stop it. This is beautiful. Oh, you got me. You got me.
I
I'm
should have
going to have
taken
to do it.
philosophy in college, I guess, huh?
Oh, you got me. You are the quintessential romantic person that
Well,
is, yes, definitely missing in some of our lives.
it's that's so true. It's funny you mention that because I really call myself. People say, "Well, what kind of a poet are you?" This, that, and the other thing. Well, I say, "Well, I'm just a dumb romantic poet. That's all I am."
Wow. I think us dumb romantic women love dumb romantic poets.
Well, here I am, ladies.
There you go. Oh my goodness, Robert, you have done it. You have just put yourself out there. I am so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. It's been
Well,
wonderful.
well,
Wonderful. Thank you so
thank
much.
you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Okay, first of all, we're talking about the book, and I'm going to put the book out, and it is a poetry. And you can go ahead and go and get that on Amazon. We're going to put the link for that book in the description box below so it'll be easy for you to find it. It's called Poetry of Bliss, and Bliss is the last name of the author, Mr. Robert E. Bliss, and he is with us today. Thank you so much again for being on the show. I appreciate it. And the second part of this show is that Robert's looking for a best friend. He's looking for someone to spend spend his days with, hang out with, call and go, yo, you're never gonna find out what happened to me today. That kind of person. I love it. Quintessential romantic person that he is, and he is in the New York area. And we're gonna go ahead and make sure that you know he's in the New York area. Robert, thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a pleasure, and the pleasure is all mine. And I thank you so much for
No
your
problem.
time and my audience's time. And God bless. And take care of nature so it can take
Definitely.
care of you.
Definitely. And thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different, guys. We're going to go ahead and call it a day. And I want to get all of your comments below because we all have to the mission is to find Robert a best friend, at least a best friend, at least, because he's got a cat. Okay. So he doesn't need
Yep.
one of those. Okay.
And my cat likes ladies, by the way.
Ooh,
She's a
Robert,
she's a fe- she's a female herself.
Robert, you're a trip. Oh, yes, the quintessential romantic that you are. Thank you guys again so much. And until next time, guys. Bye.
Thank you so much, Yaya.
No problem. Thank you for watching.